Hello there and welcome to yet another edition of the Lagos Transportation Agenda. This is a show where we highlight current events, explore topical issues, as well as showcase evolving trends in the dynamic and multifaceted world of modern transportation in Lagos, Nigeria, and beyond. My name is Austin Iyan. Since its formation on the 30th of May 2014, the National Automotive Design and Development Council, or NADDC, has strived to fulfill its mandate, which is to create an enabling environment for the manufacture of Nigerian-made vehicles of international standard and competitive prices using local human and material resources. Since its appointment to the role of Director General of the NADDC 10 months ago, or roughly 10 months ago, the current Director General, Mr. Joseph Osanipin, has striven to carry forward the mandate of the NADDC. Today on the show, he is with me to discuss challenges, opportunities, and how the NADDC is taking that mandate forward towards the growth and development of the Nigerian-made vehicle. Welcome to the show, Director General.
Thank you.
It's good to see you.
Good day.
Yeah.
Good to see you again.
Yes, sir. The Director General of the NADDC, that is Nigerian Automotive Design and Development Council, Mr. Joseph Osanipin, and I will be discussing the role of the NDDC towards the development and growth of the Nigerian-made vehicle after this time out on the Lagos Transportation Agenda. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Mr. Director General, as I said in my intro, the role of the NADDC is to create or facilitate the creation of an enabling environment towards the manufacture of the local Nigerian vehicles. Since you're coming on board less than a year ago, what has been the experience and how do you understand, how to figure out the mandate of the NADDC? Are we making progress?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Moderator. I came in about 10 months ago, but before then I have experience in this sector, and I already understand part of the challenges that the sector was facing and still facing even before after I resumed. So the mandate of the NADDC, as you mentioned earlier, part of come up with and implement, that is auto policy, that is NAIDP, frequently review the policy, and as well as work with other counterparts, that is other stakeholders, to develop the local components.
Yes.
That is the material, that is the parts used in production, used in the manufacturing of vehicles, and as well as encourage the local production of the material that will be used in those components.
Yes.
Like when you talk of iron, talk of plastic, talk of all other things, even as like skin.
Yes.
All those things. These are part of what are used as material in the production of vehicles. So it's part of our mandate. And the mandate also is to come up with policy as well as to implement those policies that will lead to acquisition of new technology.
Yeah.
And that will bring us to like this CNG. We see that one as a new technology. It's us to come up also with policy as well as how to implement those policies. All this put together aim at ensuring that there's growth and development in auto sector, and that growth means we'll be able to manufacture most of these things locally, the component part, as well as have a design for vehicle, and then be able to manufacture vehicle locally, thereby generating employment as well as any foreign exchange, and conserve the one we already have, so that we don't spend on importation of vehicles as well as component parts.
So from what you've said, definitely we are very close to the manufacture, as opposed to assembling of the Nigerian vehicle. We are close, very close, or we are already here when we talk about the 100% manufacture of Nigerian vehicle.
Yes. Let me correct one thing. It is no one manufacture vehicle 100%. When I say that, you see, you have the OEMs. That's why we call them the OEM. Okay. So like Toyota, Honda, Mercedes, they are OEM. What that means is that there are some other stakeholders or other people that manufacture these things for them. So somebody is just like today now we visited a lot of part manufacturing company. This part manufacturing company is going to manufacture most of this part for the OEM.
Yes.
That will bring them together. But the OEM owns the design and owns most of the other things that people see, they feel, the design. So that's it. But the components, you want to talk of the power, you want to talk of the engine, some of these things are manufactured by different organizations. Okay. So again in Nigeria, that's what we are doing currently. We start, so in vehicle manufacturing, when you are starting, you can start only, or you start step after step. Yes. So what we have done, and the model we have chosen, is to start from foundation and start building gradually. And that's why we started with SKD. So SKD means you bring most of these parts and just couple here in Nigeria. And gradually when I came here, I said, look, we need to start moving gradually, because when you lay foundation, you need to build on it.
Exactly.
So now we have done SKD. We need to move to CKD. And in moving to CKD, then the difference between SKD and CKD really is the component part that you are bringing in locally. So for us to move to CKD, we need to start manufacturing some of these parts locally. So if currently we are in, let's say, about 12%, we need to start moving to 20, 25, 30, 40, 50%. That's the target. So we are not saying we are going to get to 100%, no. But let's get to a point where most of these things are met locally, not only for the new vehicle, but also for after sales. If you have been listening to news, whenever President speaks on procurement of vehicle, it has to be straightforward. It has to be vehicle manufacture or assemble right here in Nigeria. And when the Minister of Finance visited one or two assembly plant, he insisted for anyone to be patronized, that person or that entity must be a local assembler or a local manufacturer. And about 2 weeks ago, the President hosted one of the major assembler or manufacturer of vehicle in Nigeria in his office. It shows that government are patronizing. And here we are in Lagos. Lagos State, most of the vehicle that Lagos procure lately or for some years now are locally assembled vehicle. In fact, Lagos is partnering one of the manufacturers of vehicles right here in Nigeria. It shows that government patronizes. However, the patronage is not enough. In fact, most of the people that consume or buy locally made vehicle, greater percentage of the customers are government. So the work we should be preaching now is for Nigerians as a whole. Because when you look at it, no matter how you look at it, the private sector, individual and private, buy more. So when you look at the percentage private sector are buying, and when you look at the percentage government is buying a lot, but the private sector are not buying. And that's where we are directing our attention to. Let the private sector have that faith, have that trust, and believe that this vehicle here are as good as those ones that they bring in from different or from other parts of the world. So now government is bent, and government has come up with policy to encourage the patronage. We need individual, we need the private sector, we need individual to do the same.
Okay, let's go to the issue of the CNG, the compressed natural gas, which the president himself has pledged to, facilitate, to help accelerate the conversion. How is that going? What is it? Are you encouraged by the progress towards that?
Yes, we are encouraged by the progress, but we are asking that the people should do more. When I mean every one of us should do more. Why do I say that? Because the level of adoption is not at the rate we emphasize, but based on the policy, because the number that the target was set for 3 years, we meet it. But I want us a situation where we even meet it in 1 year. Exactly. That's what we are looking at. So at the rate we are going to meet the target set even by the president. But we want to do more because of the benefits inherent in the adoption of.
So what is the NADDC actually doing in that direction? What is your role in that, making sure that happens? Okay.
What number one, we need to first of all discuss issues that people, may I call it misconception, that people have concerning CNG. A lot of people thought CNG is not safe, so they want to withdraw. And in truth, CNG is even safer than PMS. PMS is the petrol we are using, far safer than PMS. So that we've organized workshop, we've discussed with the assembler, we've discussed with those people that will do the conversion. Why PICNG has also gone far in discussing with the users, which are the road transport workers, vehicle owners, and all the fleet operators. They've discussed with those set of people. Also, we are discussing with, as we are discussing with assembler, we are discussing with mechanics, and we are trying to organize training with them, because we want the workshop to have basic standard. So the process of conversion, we want that process to be we have to stick to that process. There is no room for laxity. And that's why we've decided that we came up with requirements for accreditation of the workshop that I want to convert. And you can sit down right here in your office, log on to our site and click, upload the necessary information. We look at it. We send our team down to come and look at your workshop, ask 1 or 2 questions. It's okay. We approve online. You should take your vehicle to any of those workshops. They convert for you. They can just print this thing and give to you. You scan it anywhere. From there, you can know the name of the firm that carry out the conversion, the contact person, address, and everything. So we are doing that. So to just make it seamless, that's the process of accreditation, seamless for whoever want to play a role in that field.
The Lagos Transportation Agenda will be back after a short while. Please stay with us.
Akété ilé ọgbọ́n, Èkó akété ilé ọgbọ́n, arọ́mọdé dẹ́kọ̀ máma já o, Èkó arọ́mísà lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́, arọ́mọdé dẹ́kọ̀ máma sá o, Èkó arọ́mísà lẹ́gbẹ́lẹ́gbẹ́. Èkó akété ilé ọgbọ́n.
If you're just joining, it's the Lagos Transportation Agenda, and I've been discussing with the Director General of the National Automotive Design and Development Council, NADDC, in the person of Mr. Oluwemimo Joseph Osanipin. Director General, what's the level of synergy between the federal government and not just Lagos, but say other states in the country? What is the synergy, going forward between the federal government and the states? Not just Lagos.
Yeah. A lot when in that respect, because when you look at federal government is just leading and setting the pace, yes, coming up with policy. The president has come up with options. You look at transportation, for example. Transportation is very key, yes, to any economy, because you want to move goods from one point to the other. Mobility, transportation is very key. And the major cost, apart from maintenance cost, the major cost for a transporter, or the major cost for a fleet operator, is the fueling cost. And if that fueling cost affects the transport fare, or whatever, or the cost of moving goods from one point to the other point. So the president has come, look, we can walk around and look at way of reducing this cost. And the first thing is to look for how can we reduce this, a particular cost element that attributed, that take the higher percentage of the cost, which is fueling. CNG will do that for us by bringing down the cost of fueling a particular vehicle.
Yes.
And if this is done, as the president is leading, the states also are encouraged to discuss, because at the end of the day, you have the road transport workers, you have fleet operator, they are domiciled modularly in a place. And wherever you look at it, wherever they are domiciled in one particular state.
Exactly.
In Nigeria, for example, majority of the assemblers, majority of the component manufacturers are here in Lagos. And when you look at the Ministry of Finance took delivery of some CNG vehicle about 2 weeks ago, and the manufacturer or assembler of those vehicles are here in Lagos. So and about 3-4 weeks ago, we were here in Lagos also to look at a lot of assemblers. Majority of those assemblers were here, are here in Lagos. So it means federal government cannot do it alone. We need the state also to encourage, encourage and patronize these assemblers. Yes. Lagos State, as I said, Lagos State is already partnering an assembler, and because of the number of vehicles in Lagos, it's pertinent that we take the state more seriously. But having said that, every state are encouraged. Every state is encouraged to support and encourage the citizen to adopt CNG, because either you are talking of rural area, they move farm produce from rural area to the city. In the city, they move from one office, one location, home to office, and things like that. So states are encouraged to do that. We are supporting them by providing training. On our own part, we have built what we call training centers, and we are discussing with ITF, with PCNGI, with NASENI, with all these agencies, so that we make our training center available. And again, we too, we are in the next 4 weeks, we are going to arrange an event with advisor to the government, to federal government, to the president on youth. We are working with them, and so on our own, we are making available all these training centers that we have in almost 21 states of the federation, so that those training centers will be made available for training of our youth on conversion of PMS power vehicle to CNG power vehicles. So ours is we provide the expertise, we provide the logistics, and make sure that this training will take off. On our own also, we have started, and in the next, up to December, we'll be going from one state to the other, partnering with states, and train the youth in those states on how to carry out conversion, as well as maintain a vehicle that has been converted to CNG. So we do that with the NATA, that is the Mechanic Association, as well as the one we are doing now in one of the states. We want the mechanics to be there. We want the vehicle users, that is the road transport workers, also they will be there. So they will be part of it. So we are partnering with states in making sure we achieve this. I'm sure you will ask that some states don't have a CNG station. So it's part of what we are doing. There's mobile station that we are discussing with some of the stakeholder within the industry, so that those mobile stations will be made available in strategic places, especially in all our training centers, so that if you have converted your vehicle, or maybe you visit a state that don't have the, but you are coming with a converted vehicle, you can have a place where you can quickly refuel.
Exactly. Last question: where do you see the Nigerian automotive industry saying, say, 10 years' time?
I see an industry that we have minimum of 60% local content. I see an industry where we can design and produce our vehicle. What I mean by our vehicle is a Nigeria vehicle. We have, you can produce vehicle in Nigeria that may not be necessarily Nigeria brand.
Exactly.
But it's part of what we are encouraging you to come up. Let's see what we can do, producing some of these things, and then we market it to Nigeria. This is your own. We have seen countries that have done that before, where they cannot bring in other vehicles. Part of what we see in Nigeria, I hope to see in the next 10 years or so, our world to world, is to see a country where minimum 90% of the vehicle we use in Nigeria are made right in Nigeria, minimum, so that we don't import vehicles.
Well said. Director General of the National Automotive Design and Development Council, Mr. Wemimo Joseph Osanipin. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on your program.
On the show. Some of us who are old enough will remember the days of a Nigerian vehicle that we proudly called Igala. Those days are set to return again with the work that the National Automotive Design and Development Council, especially under the leadership of its Director General, Mr. Wemimo Joseph Osanipin, is doing. That's the size of the show today. I thank you for watching. I hope you join me next week at this time, God willing, when the Lagos Transportation Agenda will return to discuss yet another dimension of this multi-dimensional industry that we call transportation. My name is Austin Inyang, and I'm charging you to think safety at all times. God bless you. Bye-bye.